Hello guys, welcome to another lesson on the channel again. Last time we talked about 4 letters that had 4 emphatic letters in them. Today we'll be talking about 3 more letters that has 1 emphatic letter. So without further ado, let's jump straight into learning these letters. Alright, so the first letter of today is the 20th letter of Arabic. So as always, let's see how it is pronounced and written in its general form. Alright guys, so the 20th letter of Arabic is pronounced as Fe. 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 Repeat after me. Fe. 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 And the letter Fe is one of the easiest letters to pronounce in Arabic, and that's because its sound is equivalent to the letter F in English, as in the word fish. And the letter Fe is a labido-dental letter, which means a sound is produced by using both lips and teeth. And to pronounce it, the top front teeth presses against the bottom lip, then the sound comes out while exhaling. And that's simply how you pronounce it. So one more time, this letter is pronounced as Fe. 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 Alright guys, now that we know how to pronounce the letter Fe, let's move on and see how to write it in its general form. Alright, so to make it more easier for you to memorize how to write the letter Fe, let's break it down into simple sections. The first section is to draw that shape that you see right now, then connect it with that tail-like shape, but the tail this time is drawn on the line of your notebook, not under it, and that's literally how to write it. Alright, now that we know how to write the letter Fe in its general form, let's move on and see how to write it in its different form in different positions of a word. Alright, let's start off to see how the letter Fe looks like when it is written in the beginning. In the beginning, Fe is always connected or linked to the letter after it, and the way you write it in its connected form is by drawing it in its general form, minus the end of the tail that we talked about before. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. You see the word film, which obviously means film or movie in Arabic, and the second one called fikra, which means idea in Arabic. In those 2 words, you can clearly notice that there is a Fe in the beginning and is connected to the letter after it. Now let's move on to see the form of Fe when it is written in the middle. In the middle, Fe is either connected to the letter after it or connected to both letters before and after it. And the way you write it in the middle connected is different, and it should look like this shape that I'm going to show you. It kinda resembles a tie that you put around the neck. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. You see the word afrah, which means weddings in Arabic, and the word muftah, which means key in Arabic. In both examples, you can clearly spot the Fe in the middle, but Fe in the word afrah is only connected to the letter after it, while Fe in the word muftah is connected to both letters before and after it. Now last but not least for Fe, let's see how it looks at the end. Fe at the end is either connected to the letter before it or not connected, and in both cases at the end, just write the Fe how you write it in its general form. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. Let's take the word ghuraf, which means rooms in Arabic, and the word mathaf, which means museum in Arabic. In both examples, you can clearly spot the Fe at the end, but the Fe in the word ghuraf is not connected to the letter before it, while the Fe in the word mathaf is connected to the letter before it. Alright guys, now that we talked about the letter Fe, let's move on and talk about the next letter. So the second letter of today is the 21st letter of Arabic, and the only twin letter for the letter Fe. So once again, let's see how it is pronounced and written in its general form. Alright guys, so the 21st letter of Arabic is the 5th and last emphatic letter of Arabic, which means that it has a very strong and heavy sound, and the back end of the tongue changes as you pronounce this letter. So this letter is pronounced as Qaaf, 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 Qaaf. And before we proceed to explain the mechanism of how to pronounce this letter, we need to mention something, that this letter is a bit tricky, and here is why. So here in the channel, we are focused on the Egyptian Arabic dialect, and that's what we have been doing so far. But when it comes to the letter Qaf, when we are pronouncing it, we need to learn how to pronounce it in modern standard Arabic and Egyptian Arabic dialect. And in case you are wondering in which cases you should be using the modern standard Arabic or Egyptian Arabic dialect, and what are the rules for that exactly, well, the answer is that there is literally no rules for that. It is one of these things that you should get by experience. And if you're still confused by that, then let me explain first how to pronounce it in modern standard Arabic and Egyptian Arabic dialect, then give you examples at the end, then you will get to understand and everything will come together for you. And by the way, at the end of this course, I'll make a video explaining all the letters that have different pronunciation in Egyptian Arabic dialect than the modern standard Arabic. I put the link in the description below, so check it out. But anyway, let me explain how to pronounce the letter Qaf in modern standard Arabic. So the letter Qaf is equivalent to the letter K in English, but with a clicking sound. So let me explain to you how to pronounce it in a simple way. So letter Qaf is the only uvular sound in Arabic, which means its sound comes from the uvula. And uvula is the fleshy area that is found at the back of the roof of your mouth, right above the throat. And its sound comes from the articulation of the raised or elevated back end of the tongue with the uvula, the fleshy area that we just mentioned. And here are 2 tips I can provide you to make it easier to practice. The first tip is to practice the letter Qaf while you are laying on your back, and that's because the back of the tongue is naturally raised in that position, and this makes it easier for your raised tongue to meet up with the uvula. As for the second tip is to practice the letter Qaf by using the letter Ha, the 5th letter of Arabic that we explained in the 3rd lesson. Definitely go check it out if you haven't yet. But as a fast reminder, letter Ha is produced when the flow of the air passes through the epiglottis that moves backwards. Now if you manage to reduce this flow of air until you fully stop it, you can change the sound of the letter Ha to the sound of the letter Qaf. So it goes like that. Ha, Qa, Ha, Qa, Ha, Qa. And that's how you pronounce the letter Qaf in modern standard Arabic. Now let's move on to see how to pronounce it in Egyptian Arabic dialect. In Egyptian Arabic dialect, this letter can either be pronounced with the Qa sound and in the modern standard Arabic way, and also can be pronounced in another way that is more simple and easier, and this way is mostly used. So Qaf in this way does not have the same strong sound as in the modern standard Arabic, and that's because in Egyptian Arabic dialect we tend to give it the A or A sound. Let me give you examples to make that more clear and simple for you. You see this word, which is pronounced in a different way in both modern standard Arabic and Egyptian Arabic dialect. So in modern standard Arabic, this word is pronounced with a Qa sound, as in qalb, qalb, qalb. But in Egyptian Arabic dialect, this word is pronounced with the A sound, as in alb, alb, alb. So in modern standard Arabic is pronounced as qalb, and Egyptian Arabic dialect is pronounced as alb. And from that, you can clearly notice the difference in how you pronounce those 2 words in both dialects. Now let's move on and take another examples, but this time the word is pronounced the same in both modern standard Arabic and Egyptian Arabic dialect. You see this word is pronounced as qism, 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 which means department in Arabic, and this word is pronounced with the Qa sound in both modern standard Arabic and Egyptian Arabic dialect. So the bottom line here is that in Egyptian Arabic dialect, the Qaf is pronounced in 2 ways. It's either pronounced with the Qa sound, or can be pronounced with the A sound, and this totally depends on the words themselves. Hence why I said before that this is one of the things that you get by experience. So whenever you encounter new words that have the letter Qaf in them, memorize which way you should be using to pronounce this letter in case you are talking or speaking in Egyptian Arabic dialect. So one more time, this letter is pronounced as Qaaf, 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 Qaaf. So this letter is pronounced with the Qa sound in modern standard Arabic, and in Egyptian Arabic dialect, this letter can be pronounced in two ways. Either the same as modern standard Arabic with the Qa sound, or with the A sound, which is special to Egyptian Arabic dialect. And by the way, when I refer to the letter Qaaf in my examples, I would use the Franco-Arabic method. So the referring number for the letter Qaaf is number 2. So whenever you see number 2 in my examples, you know that I'm referring to the letter Qaaf. Alright guys, now that we know how to pronounce the letter Qaaf, let's move on and see how it is written in its general form. Alright, so if you learn how to write the letter Feh, then you very much learn how to write the letter Qaaf. And that's because letter Qaaf is basically the letter Feh, but with only two minor differences. The first difference is that Qaaf got 2 dots over it instead of 1. Second difference is that the tail-like shape is written below the line of your notebook in a curved way, but the end of this tail is drawn above the line, and that's how we write it. Alright, now that we know how to pronounce the letter Qaaf, let's move on to see its different form in different positions of a word. Alright, let's start off to see how the letter Qaaf looks like when it is written in the beginning. In the beginning, Qaaf is always connected or linked to the letter after it, and the way you write it in its connected form in the beginning is the same way you write the connected form of Feh in the beginning, but with 2 dots over it. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. You see the word Amar, which means moon in Arabic, and the second one called Qada, which means judgeship or judgment in Arabic. In those 2 words, you can clearly notice that there is a Qaaf in the beginning and is connected to the letter after it. But the Qaaf in the word Amar is pronounced with the A sound, while Qaaf in the word Qada is pronounced with the Qa sound. Now let's move on to see the form of Qaaf when it is written in the middle. In the middle, Qaaf is either connected to the letter after it or connected to both letters before and after it. And the way you write it in the middle connected is the same way you write the letter Feh in its connected form in the middle, but with 2 dots over it. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. You see the word Ba'i, which means the rest or the change as in tips in Arabic, and the word Aqaba, which means obstacle in Arabic. In both examples, we can clearly spot the Qaaf in the middle. The Qaaf in the word Ba'i is only connected to the letter after it, and it is pronounced with the A sound, while the Qaaf in Aqaba is connected to both letters before and after it and is pronounced with the Qa sound. Now last but not least for Qaaf, let's see how it looks at the end. Qaaf at the end is either connected to the letter before it or not connected, and in both cases at the end, just write the Qaaf how you write it in its general form. Let's take 2 examples to make that clear. Let's take the word wara, which means papers in Arabic, and the word shahiq, which means exhaling in Arabic. In both examples, you can clearly spot the Qaaf at the end, but the Qaaf in the word wara is not connected to the letter before it and is pronounced with the A sound, while the Qaaf in the word shahiq is connected to the letter before it and pronounced with the Qa sound. Alright, now that we talked about the letter Qaaf, let's move on and talk about the next letter. So the third letter for today is the 22nd letter of Arabic. So once again, let's see how it is pronounced and written in its general form. Alright guys, so the 22nd letter of Arabic is pronounced as Kaaf, Kaaf, Kaaf. Repeat after me, Kaaf, Kaaf, Kaaf. And the letter Kaaf is equivalent to the letter K in English, but with only one difference. And this difference is that the letter K is a plosive sound. And plosive means stopping the flow of the air behind the tongue for a bit before it comes out. But with the letter Kaaf, it is less aplosive and is more muffled, which means less air comes out. Alright, so to understand this whole thing, try to pronounce any English letter that had the Ka sound in it, while putting your hand in front of your mouth. Now let's take the word Qa as an example. If you pronounce the word Qa, while you are putting your hand in front of your mouth, you should feel the puff of your air on your hand, like k, 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 car, car, car. You should feel the air on your hand. Now, if you try to reduce the flow of the air to the point that you don't feel nothing or you don't feel anything on your palm, then that gives you the sound of the letter Kaaf. Alright, so letter Kaaf is the last velar letter in Arabic, which means its sound comes from the articulation of the back end of the tongue against the soft palate that is located at the back roof of the mouth. Now, last thing to talk about in this section is an important notice, and that is to not mix between the sound of the letter Qaaf and the sound of the letter Kaaf, and to practice to differentiate between the sound of both letters. And the major difference between them is that with the letter Qaaf, the raised back of the tongue is placed farther back in the mouth, touching the uvula, as we mentioned before. But with the letter Kaaf, the raised back of the tongue is placed against the soft palate, which is less farther than the uvula. As for the second difference, when you pronounce the letter Kaaf in Arabic, you can notice that your mouth is doing a smiley shape. But when you pronounce the letter Qaaf, you can notice that your mouth is doing a shape close to the shape of the letter O. And that's how you differentiate between the sound of those two letters. So the bottom line here is to practice how to properly pronounce those two letters. So one more time, it's Qaaf, Kaaf, Qaaf, Kaaf, Qaaf, Kaaf, Qaaf, Kaaf, Qa, Ka, Qa, Ka, Qa, Ka, Qa, Ka. Alright, now that we know how to pronounce the letter Kaaf, let's move on and see how to write it in its general form. Alright, to make it easier for you to memorize the letter Kaaf, let's break it down into simple sections. The first section is to draw a vertical line, then connect it with a horizontal line that ends with that small curved shape. As for the second section, is to draw that shape that kinda looks like small letter S in English. And by the way, at the first glance, you might say that this S shape looks kinda familiar, and it looks similar to the symbol that we saw on the letter Alif before. Well, I call it symbol for now, but obviously it has a name. And for your surprise, the symbol on the letter Kaaf is not the same symbol that is located on the letter Alif. They both are different, but I will explain the symbol you find on letter Alif in details later in the next course, so don't worry about it for now. All I need you to know is that the symbol inside the letter Kaaf is different and it looks kinda similar to the small letter S, and that's how you write the letter Kaaf. Alright, now that we know how to write the letter Kaaf, let's move on and see its different form in different positions of a word. Alright, let's start off to see how the Kaaf looks like when it is written in the beginning. In the beginning, Kaaf is always connected or linked to the letter after it, and the way you write it in its connected form is different, as it should look like this shape that you see right now. And this shape basically consists of three zigzag lines connected together. Let's take two examples to make that clear. You see the word kalb, kalb, which means dog in Arabic, and the second one called kursi, kursi, which means chair in Arabic. In those two words, you can clearly notice that there is a Kaaf in the beginning and is connected to the letter after it. Now let's move on to see the form of Kaaf when it is written in the middle. In the middle, Kaaf is either connected to the letter after it or connected to both letters before and after it. And the way you write it in the middle connected is the same way you write it in its connected form in the beginning. Let's take two examples to make that clear. You see the word akyas, akyas, which means bags in Arabic, and the word sukkar, sukkar, which means sugar in Arabic. In both examples, you can clearly spot the Kaaf in the middle. But Kaaf in the word akyas is only connected to the letter after it, while Kaaf in the word sukkar is connected to both letters before and after it. Now last but not least for Kaaf, let's see how it looks at the end. Kaaf at the end is either connected to the letter before it or not connected, and in both cases at the end, just write the Kaaf how you write it in its general form. Let's take two examples to make that clear. Let's take the word sirk, sirk, which means circus in Arabic, and the word bank, bank, which obviously means bank in Arabic, In both examples, you can clearly spot the Kaaf at the end, but the Kaaf in the word Sirk is not connected to the letter before it, while the Kaaf in the word Bank is connected to the letter before it. Alright, now last thing to talk about today is our usual 2 quick notices. And the first one is that you can find multiple Feh, Qaaf and Kaaf in the same word. Let me provide you 3 examples for more clarity. If we look at the word filfil, which means the vegetable green pepper in Arabic, the word al-an, which means word in Arabic, and the word karkadi, which means hibiscus in Arabic. In those 3 examples, you can clearly spot same multiple letters that we taught today in the same words. Where in the first example, the Feh is written in the beginning and in the middle connected. In the second example, the letter Qaaf is also written in the beginning and in the middle connected. And by the way, the Qaaf in this example is pronounced with the A sound. And for the last example, the Kaaf is written in the beginning and in the middle connected as well. And so on with the examples, and that's it for our first notice. As for the second notice, Qaaf is one of the dotted letters that got 2 dots. And as we mentioned before, with dotted letters, you can connect the dots together to give them other shapes. So with Qaaf, you can connect the 2 dots to look like that. And I just mentioned that just in case you saw a Qaaf written in this way. But whether you want to connect the dots or leave them not connected as they are, both ways are right. Just do whatever you like more and makes it more comfy. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you found this lesson easy and helpful. And if you have any question regarding this lesson, then make sure to drop them in the comment section below. In the next lesson, we'll be talking about 3 new letters that are very fun to learn. So get ready for them. Goodbye for now, and as always, I'll see you in the next Arabic Ark.